Hello and welcome to another Big Orb Games unboxing video. I'm Chris and today we are looking at the X-Wing 2.0 TIE Advanced X1 expansion kit. So nice new packaging for 2.0 and it will look very nice on the shelves and is fairly useful for holding all of the stuff afterwards as well. So all the dice, there's no dice in this, all of the cards and tokens and everything are in that little slot there. So that's your components list from the pack. No rules changes for the advanced as of yet, so nothing to report in the remainder of that document. The miniature is a pain to get out, so I will just get a knife and chop it open. And headphone users, please beware, there'll be a loud noise in a second. Okay, but we have our TIE Advanced now. So as far as the minis go, I've always liked the TIE Advanced. It does look quite cool and is very iconic, being Vader's ship of choice. Well, fighter of choice. So the paint job looks a little bit darker than it does on the first edition ones, because it appears that they've learnt how to use washes during the painting process. So yeah, everything just pops a little bit better, and like you've got the glossy black on the cockpit as well, which just looks really cool. And yeah, I mean, there's not a lot you can really do with grey, but I think they've done as much as they could. So yeah, nice looking mini. And you got your flight stand as well, so just standard small flight stand for that. Nothing's changed in that respect. The one thing that has changed is going to be within the pilot cards and all of the tokens and all the other good stuff. Okay, so there's our cards, there's our ship tokens. So we've got charge counters, we've got force charges, stress, and obviously the numbers for the squads. So the charge counters and force counters all flip over into red. So they start off on this side. When you spend them, you're supposed to flip them over to show they've been used, and then there are ways of gaining them back. Sometimes it says on the card how you get it back, other times there's other cards that get you for like counters back and whatever. So we've got the ship tokens with Ved Foslo, Tempest Squadron Pilot, Marek Steel and Zertic Strom. And then on the second side we've got Darth Vader and Storm Squadron Ace. And we've got a couple of target locks here which flip over into that, so you know who's locking who. Shields, again, they flip over into red, so you know when they've been used, and if you can get them back, you would flip them back onto the blue side. You got the maneuver dial, which has a nice imperial looking front to it, so each faction now has its own kind of unique dials, and this is the imperial one. The rebel one is very light grey with the red rebel symbol, and the scum one is very scummy brown and green colours, and it looks awesome. This kind of looks like a little bit of a weird face, as if it's winking or something. You just need to draw a little line here, and you have a little winking face. Excellent. So as for the actual manoeuvres, the advanced, unlike its normal TIE counterparts, sorry I have a really itchy finger, it actually has one as manoeuvres. So the gentle ones, gentle twos, straight twos, and straight three are all blue. Things have changed over from green to blue for de-stressing manoeuvres. You've got the one straight and the hard twos as white, and then for your threes you've got the three Talon, the hard threes, the gentle threes as white, and then you've also got a straight 4 and a straight 5 as white, and a K, well, 4K as red. So pretty maneuverable little ship. Yeah, sort of comparable to an X-Wing almost, from what I remember the X-Wing dial being. So yeah, very nice. So as for pilots, we have Big Daddy Vader, 6 pilot skill. He is Black Leader, and after you perform an action, you may spend 1 force to perform an action, which is really good. The TIE Advanced also has advanced targeting computer, so while you perform a primary attack against the defender, you have locked, roll 1 additional attack die, and change 1 hit to a crit result, which is really, really good, especially with Vader, who can spend his force to gain a lock and also perform another action. So he could focus into a red barrel roll or just white barrel roll, whichever. So yeah, Vader seems really, really good. You're pretty much always going to be like locking and then barrel rolling, which just seems great. You can also use your force to modify dice as well. You then got Marek Steele, who also, again, has the advanced targeting computer. He is a 5 pilot skill pilot, and while you perform an attack, if the defender would be dealt a face-up damage card, instead draw 3 damage cards, choose 1, and discard the rest. That's really good. Basically just choosing how they get damaged. You got Ved Foslo, so 4 skill. While you execute a maneuver, you may execute a maneuver of the same bearing and difficulty of a speed 1, higher or lower. So this is really good if your opponent has moved first, for instance, and moved into a position where you think, oh dear, I'm about to get shot. You could up or lower the speed of your maneuver to basically get out of arc, or put yourself into, put them into your arc, and just generally it just gives you so much flexibility. So very good skill on that pilot. Then you got Zertic Strom, 3 skill. During the end phase, you may spend a lock you have on an enemy ship to expose one of that ship's damage cards. That is very, very good. So you've got the target lock on there. You're not necessarily barrel rolling. So if you are locking, or if you have ways of getting locks through other means, spend that lock, and if your enemy has taken damage already on that ship, you get to flip over their damage cards into a crit, and that effect now takes place. So you could hit a double damage and just straight up blow them up. You could hit something like Blinded Pilot and then they can't shoot back. It's just, yeah, really good. Storm Squadron Ace is our first generic at pilot skill 3. Then you got Tempest Squadron Pilot at pilot skill 2. So you got the quick build lists. So if you want to use any of these as just a quick pickup game, all you need to do is grab out the relevant cards from the set, and it's already set up for you. So you got Vader, Marek, Storm Squadron Ace, Ved Foslo, Zertic Strom, and Tempest Squadron Pilot, all ready and available. Then we're on to our upgrade cards. So Imperial only Ruthless. While you perform an attack, you may choose another friendly ship at range 0 to 1 of the defender. If you do, that ship suffers a hit, and you may change one of your die results to a hit result. Great in a swarm. You don't necessarily want to blow up your own ships to get hits on the enemy, but your ships are really cheap. Theirs are probably not. So yeah, pretty good. You got Squad Leader. It gives you a red coordinate action on your bar. So while you coordinate, the ship you choose can perform an action only if the action is also on your action bar. So you can take a stress to coordinate, and say you have this upgrade on Vader. You could then make your previously non-barrel rolling ship barrel roll, for instance. So pretty good. Heightened Perception. At the start of the engagement phase, you may spend a force if you do engage at initiative 7 instead of your standard initiative value this phase. Great if you are one of the lower pilot skill force users, so like pilot skill 3 or something like that, or, I mean, Vader's pilot skill 6, say you don't have the initiative, and you're facing off against like Luke, for instance, or is Luke pilot skill 5, and it's Wedge that's pilot skill 6. I think Wedge is definitely pilot skill 6. So say it's Vader versus Wedge, and you want to shoot first, you can spend a force. You've got supernatural reflexes, another force upgrade. So before you activate, you may spend a force to perform a barrel roll or boost action. Then if you performed an action you do not have on your bar, suffer a damage. So you could boost with Vader and take a damage, or you could get another free barrel roll and just be like rolling. Why not? Fire control system. While you perform an attack, if you have a lock on the defender, you may reroll 1 attack die. If you do, you cannot spend your lock during this attack. Yeah, quite useful. You're going to have locks floating around because of, well, it's on the dial, and the only other action is barrel roll or focus to barrel roll. So, yeah, it's a useful one to have on advanced. And then cluster missiles. So requires a target lock to spend, and then you may spend a charge counter off the cluster missile. So after this attack, you may perform this attack as a bonus attack against a different target at range 0 to 1 of the defender, ignoring the target lock requirement. So you spend your target lock, and then spend a charge, and then you attack with the cluster missiles, and then after that attack, you get to attack a different target at range 0 to 1. So yeah, really good. I'm wondering if you can do that multiple times, if they're all lined up. Although if they know you've got cluster missile, why would they line up? That's interesting. I'm assuming you can do it as many times as you have charge counters, but there's probably some sort of rule where you can only do it once with a bonus attack. Interesting to know, actually. Answers on a postcard. So yeah, those are the upgrades. It is a very good set, to be honest. You've got some great pilots, and just the upgrades you get are really useful as well. And you actually get the force using upgrades. So if you're piloting any other force users like the Inquisitor, things like that, like those upgrades are really useful for that as well. So remember, you can buy and sell any of the components you've seen from this set on our website, bigorbitcards.co.uk. Stay tuned for more 2.0 videos. We'll be doing the entire wave as well as future waves. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you again next time. Bye bye.